everyone, welcome to Wicked.west.books. My name is MegQuest, and today I'm doing a kind of challenge video. Recently I found Hailey in Bookland's video where she let books choose her makeup. So that's what we're going to do today, and that is why I am barefaced, and you have this lovely, more full-scale view of my bookshelves behind me. But now we get to get really close to my naked face. And I put a slight twist on letting the books choose my makeup. I let my husband choose the books. And I already know which ones he picked out, but we will actually play him choosing the books and a little bit of what he wants to say about each books before I do the makeup look. He has one book for my face, one book for my eyeshadow, one book for eyeliner, and one book for lipstick. He gave me a little bit about the covers that he wanted, or a little bit about one of the covers anyway, that he wanted for my face. So we're going to humor him and we're gonna do my makeup. So first things first is to do basically my foundation and concealer as normal, because his face book involves doing something a little strange, but I can put it on top of regular foundation. So first thing first is a primer, and then it's time for foundation. I feel like maybe with foundation is the best place to mention that I am not by any means a beauty guru, and my methods of doing my makeup are my own and probably not the best way to do it, but it does work for me. Next is concealer for under eyes and spots. And we're going to go ahead and set my pasty white face so that this doesn't crinkle and mess up while we do the eyeshadow and eyeliner. Then we circle back to the face and we will finish up with the lips. So I didn't mention it, but in case anyone is curious, my foundation is Hard Candy in the color Ultra Light. The concealer that I'm using until it's gone is the Maybelline in the color Fair. My setting powder is the NYX Translucent Pressed Powder. I got it in the small one because I don't do my makeup often and I don't need a lot. So the next thing I'll be doing after I set my face is my eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and play the clip of my husband picking my eyeshadow book.
My first book choice is Spawn Origin Collections Volume 1. I picked this one for eyeshadow.
Right, so as you saw, my husband chose this book, Spawn, The Origins, Volume 1. The two things about this that really stand out to me is, of course, the bright green and the pure red color. So I have a Milani green palette, and I have this NYX palette that has a pure red pigment in it. So I think I'm going to put the green on the inside of my eye and the red on the outside of my eye, and we're going to see if I can make that work. And of course the first step is to use primer. I have this Hard Candy primer. I tend to use the Hard Candy brands because they're cheap, and if it's not a powder, it tends to work fairly well for my skin. If it's a powder, like an eyeshadow, it's not one of my favorite things, but so long as it's not a powder, I tend to like the Hard Candy brand. So from this palette, I'm going to actually start with Mint Julep color and put this first on the inner corner of my eye because it is probably the brightest, most vibrant green that I have to match the cover. And that did almost nothing. I'm not even sure you can see anything. Hi, really close to my face now. So that color is doing very little. It's doing very little to my eyeshadow. So I'm going to also try to add Try Me to the Mint Julep. And it's just not coming out very green. So I'm gonna just use this one. I'm looking at it in the viewfinder over there, and it's a completely different color than what I see, but Fallout. Okay, so this should be really green. There, it kind of sort of is. Alright. This is what I've got so far. So I'm going to play with it and build it up a little bit. Okay, so there's my green. Kind of, sort of a mix of three greens together, but I'm trying desperately to match this green. It's nowhere near as bright. It just isn't as bright as the cover, but without having a white cream base, which is not something I have, this is about as close as I can get to it. So now for the red. So there is, I think, basically what I'm going to do with my eyes for the green and red. I think I want to also opposite underneath my eyes, so I'm going to put some red right in there, and I'm going to take that jaded color, and put it underneath on the outside corner of my eye. Since it is, after all, kind of fantasy, and honestly, that's not too bad as far as that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera and duplicate the eye over, and then we will have a look at the eyeliner.
My final choice for eyeliner is The Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan. It's the first book in the Powder Mage trilogy. It's very good, and I highly recommend this one to anyone that's into anything Napoleonic and fantasy.
So I went ahead and did the rest of my makeup off camera while I charged my battery, and some of the product I used for blush, I used the CoverGirl Peach palette. Mostly I only used the blush from this palette, but it does also have a highlighter and a contour, and I think the blush color fits my face pretty well, so it's typically what I use. I also have on two different highlighters. There is the Wet n Wild Zodiac loose powder. This stuff is really shiny and it's my favorite. It's what I tend to use more often than not. I also used the Maybelline Chrome Master in Metallic Rose just to make my skin a little bit more shiny for this video. So I want to go ahead and grab this second magnetic eyelash to put onto my eyelid, and we're going to zoom in real close here in a second. So that you can see that I have magnetic eyeliner on, and basically you just put the magnets against that eyeliner and they stick no problem. You can move them around if you need to, but that's it. That's all it takes to do them. And there is my dark, thick, dramatic eyeliner to go with Promise of Blood, which is dark, thick, and dramatic.
Next choice is Go Trek and Feel It's Volume 1 by William King. It's one of my favorite series right now in the Warhammer universe, and I picked this one for facial makeup.
So again, that book that my husband chose is from the Warhammer series, and if I were going to do my makeup based off of this with no feedback, I would have gone with really thick blush, really thick contour, really bright, dramatic highlighter, and kind of looked a bit like a clown. Fortunately, I got some feedback from my husband, and what he actually wanted was the dwarf's face paint / tattoos on my face. His are on his forehead, but I decided I would rather do mine somewhere else, so we're going to kind of put it across my cheekbones, and I have an e.l.f. eyeliner pen thing that I'm going to use to draw it onto my cheeks. So that is what I just drew. I am actually going to turn off my camera here in a second so that I can draw without focusing on the camera and focusing on the mirror and just draw on my face. But it's not a bad dragon to start off with. Alright, so this is what I drew on my face off camera. I think I matched it to the facial markings on the dwarf pretty well. And then the rest of my face felt naked, so I added some stuff to that as well. And honestly, I'm thinking I am a little bit off, so I'm going to add just a small bit more to the detail just to try and make the look more even. But that wasn't it, so I'm going to do a little bit more and a little bit more. I hope my husband is happy that he made me do this to my face. He made me draw all over my face, and this is the result.
My next pick is Thinkquill and Bone Ripper by C.L. Warner. I picked this one for lipstick. Yes, yes.
So, Thinkquill by C.L. Warner. Two things for this stand out to me, and the first one is this kind of green monster right here, and the same green, bright green that was from the first cover we looked at for this makeup tutorial. I can actually get closer to that green for my lips, so we're going to put on a strong dark green lipstick, and then we are going to put a shiny green glitter lip gloss over it. So the dark green is a hard candy product, and it is a Syrup Kiss lip stain in the color Don't Be Jelly. This is a very, very dark green. It is also a lip stain, so once it dries, it doesn't move a lot, but it is a stain. It stays there for quite some time and is kind of hard to wash off when you are done with it. And then I turn off the camera for a moment to let that dry and really set. And now it is time for the green glitter lip gloss. So the product I'm using is, again, a hard candy. This is a Flashers Plumping Serum in the color Sparked, and it is just bright green glitter. And we're going to put that on top. I don't really care about the plumping of it. It's just a very pretty green glitter. It's the entire reason I got it. And there is the finished look with everything together, and now my hair down so that it can play into the makeup as well instead of just kind of being out of my way. Here is a nice close-up of the eye details and every wrinkle on my forehead, as well as what I did with my cheeks and the facial tattoos that I did, and just the final product. And now I feel that there's just one more thing I need. A sword. A very pretty sword. It really goes with the look. So what was your reaction when you first saw my face?
Oh, I laughed out loud. It was great, especially the markings and everything she got from Go Check and Felix. I didn't think she would go that far, but she did.
There was something that you said about what you thought about how I looked. You phrased it weirdly.
I said you looked like something that maybe the Romans would have went after.
And you also used one other word to describe me. What was that word?
Hysterical? I can't remember what the other word was, sorry.
Cute.
But you're always cute.
Do you still feel that way?
You're a little scary sometimes, but cute most of the time.
So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I post videos every Wednesday. Have a wicked day.